Her fingers were cold when they wrapped around mine. Not trembling, cold, like the skin of someone who'd been holding their breath for too long. "Daddy." Her voice was soft enough that I had to lean closer. "I don't really want to go home." The words didn't match her smile. The smile wasn't real. It was the one you wear when someone's watching. I asked her why. She opened her mouth. "Actually," the sound of shoes on hardwood cut her short. Her husband's mother appeared in the doorway. Perfect posture, hair like steel. Her eyes skimmed over my daughter without landing. She didn't speak to me, didn't acknowledge the question still hanging in the air. She simply reached into her coat pocket, pulled out a folded sheet of paper, and placed it in my hand like she was passing contraband. Then she left. I looked down at the paper. One line, an address, and a date. Nothing else. That night I sat at my kitchen table with the paper in front of me. My daughter was in the guest room. I could hear the creak of her bed frame when she turned over. The tiny sighs she thought no one could hear. The address wasn't her home. It wasn't her in-laws' home either. I knew the neighborhood. Old apartments with faded brick, too expensive for what they were. I had passed them 100 times without caring. Now, the street name burned in my head. The date written beside it was 3 days ago. I turned the paper over. Nothing. No signature, no explanation. I thought about the way my daughter looked at the floor when she said she didn't want to go home. The way her mother-in-law didn't even glance at her when she walked in. Whatever this was, she wanted me to see it, but not to hear it. Not yet. The next day I went to the address. It was a 3rd-floor walk-up, curtains drawn on every window but one. I didn't knock. I waited across the street, leaning against my car, watching. At 4:15 p.m., he arrived. My son-in-law. He didn't carry himself like a man coming home from work. He looked younger, lighter. The door opened before he could fish for keys. A woman in a silk robe appeared. She kissed him, long, familiar. I didn't look away. I wanted to see every detail. The curve of her hand on his neck, the way he smiled in a way I'd never seen when he was with my daughter. I left before they went inside. Back home, I said nothing. I cooked dinner. We ate in silence except for the scrape of forks on plates. My daughter barely touched her food. When she went to bed, I pulled up public records. The apartment was leased under a name I didn't know. I wrote it down. I searched her online. Photos. Parties. My son-in-law's face appeared in more than one. Every step I took, I kept my voice even, my movements casual. Inside, the pieces were lining up. And when they were done, they would cut. 2 days later, I had what I needed. Phone records, time-stamped photographs, an email chain that should have been deleted, but wasn't. I called my son-in-law. "Come over," I said. "We need to talk." No inflection, no warning. When he arrived, I was already seated at the table. The folder sat in front of me. I slid it toward him. "Read." His eyes flicked to mine, then to the folder. He opened it. The first photograph froze him. The second made his throat tighten. By the third, his hands shook. "I can explain." I didn't answer. I just looked at him the way a surgeon looks at a tumor before cutting. He stopped speaking. "I won't tell her," I said finally. Relief flickered in his eyes. Too quickly. "But you will." He stared at me. "You'll tell her everything tonight, and you'll do it in front of me." He swallowed. "And if I don't?" I leaned back in my chair. "Then she'll get this folder from a lawyer. Along with the divorce papers I'll have waiting." That's when he understood. Not just that I knew, that I owned the next move. That his little silk-robed afternoons were over. His lips parted, but no sound came out. He nodded. It wasn't agreement, it was surrender. I watched from the corner of the living room as he told her. Her face didn't crumble. It hardened. When it was done, she walked past him without looking back. Straight to me. "Can I stay here for a while?" I nodded. That was all. Later, when the house was quiet, I burned the paper her mother-in-law had given me. The address, the date, they were done. I thought about her silence that day. How she didn't warn me with words. She didn't have to. Some truths don't need to be spoken. They just need to be delivered. And I delivered mine.